Are you thinking about buying diamond stud earrings? These are the 3 things you need to know so you don't waste your time or your money. Now, I'm a little biased because I've been wearing diamond studs or cubic zirconium dupes for like 20 years. I was going through my house and took an inventory and saw like I used to own a bunch of cubic zirconiums. I recently purchased a lab grown pair. My current everyday earrings are a pair of mine diamonds that I really love. So a lot of people think that diamond studs are very, very boring, but I think they're a must have. Number 1, they go with everything. I wear my diamond studs every day. I wear them to the gym, I sleep in them, I go to the pool, I go to the lake, I've worn them to galas. They go with everything. Second, I think they're timeless. I've been wearing diamond studs for over 20 years. In the beginning, I did not invest in them, but over time I realized, okay, this is something that I'm gonna continue to wear. I'm not getting tired of them. They are investment worthy. Also, I think diamond studs are a really, really good starter piece. They're a perfect part of an earring capsule wardrobe. I think they glam up everything. I would be remiss if I didn't mention quiet luxury. Diamond stud earrings are the quintessential quiet luxury piece. Now I've stated my case on why I think you should buy diamond stud earrings. Let's talk about the 3 things that I think are important. Now, first of all, you need to know the 4 C's, which are cut, color, clarity, and color. The most important thing for me is cut. So cut is essentially just the shape of the stone. Most people are used to seeing diamond studs in a round, brilliant cut. And if you're just starting out, I think round, brilliant cuts are the place you should go. I know ovals and emeralds are really, really trendy right now, but if we're talking about investing in a pair of earrings that you're gonna wear maybe for the rest of your life, I think the round, brilliant cut is it. I also think that the cut is more important than the clarity. Clarity is just how clear and perfect the stone is. When it comes to earrings, some slight imperfections are okay because most of the time when it's so close to your face, people aren't really gonna notice imperfections. People are more likely to notice imperfections when they're on your finger. When you get a diamond ring, definitely splurge on clarity. Next up is color. Now, on the color scale, it starts DEF. DEF is colorless. For diamond stud earrings, I don't really think you need to spend your money on a colorless stone. Save that for your diamond engagement ring. I think G and H are the sweet spot, so that's a near colorless stone. It's gonna be cheaper and give you more bang for your buck. I'm very biased, that's what I have, so take it with a grain of salt. Last is carat. I'm currently wearing 1 total carat weight diamonds. Now that means they are both half a carat. I like that size. When I was younger, I bought a pair of 1 carat cubic zirconium studs. I really thought that was the perfect size for me. It is a little too big. I also do have a 3 1/4 carat studs, so that ends up being 1.5 carat total weight. If I want to dress up or have a little bit more pow, I will wear the 1.5 carats, but for day to day, to go to the gym, I'm wearing the 1 carat total weight. The price will definitely increase based on the size. Once you go over a carat, you're gonna see that the prices kind of go up a lot. If I were to give you a pro tip, I say spend your money on a nice brilliant cut and get the largest size that you think is good for your everyday wear. You can save on clarity. I think that's more important when you're buying a diamond engagement ring. Next up is the big controversy between lab grown and mine diamonds. Some people also call mine diamonds natural diamonds. Everybody says they're identical to the eye. The only way you can tell the difference is if you have a special instrument. With that instrument, natural diamonds have an actual fluorescence or blue color. I can definitely do another video about lab grown versus mine diamonds. I recently splurged and bought myself a pair of mined diamonds, and there's some reasoning for me behind that, but I think depending on your budget, I would say either you go lab grown or mined. So if you want a bigger diamond for a smaller price, I say get a lab grown diamond. I do own a pair of lab grown diamond studs. Something about them just didn't feel authentic, so I ended up buying the mined ones. That is a personal thing. I was also thinking of these diamonds as a long-term investment. The resale market for lab-grown diamonds doesn't really exist. I bought my lab-grown diamonds resale at the Real. With natural diamond, you can definitely take it to the pawn shop and they will give you money for it, but most pawn shops are not buying lab-grown diamonds. You often have to take them back to the place you bought them, and that's difficult. For me, mined ultimately was the place that I ended up, but I have no problem with lab-grown diamonds because I actually purchased them. I will say I prefer to buy lab-grown diamonds resale, but ultimately nobody's following you with a blue light or checking your certificate to figure out if you have a lab-grown or mined diamond. It's really about what makes you comfortable. The third thing you need to know about is the setting and the style. The three major settings are prong, halo, and bezel. First up is prongs. With a prong setting, you have claws that are holding on to the diamond. I currently currently own 3 and 4 prong settings. I love them for their versatility and how much diamond they show and how much light they let in. So with the halo, you have a diamond in the center and then you have little diamonds around it. The halo look is really good if you want a slightly smaller center stone and you want to make it look bigger. I do prefer halo settings for diamond rings. That's just me. Next up is the bezel. Now the bezel is where you have the metal all around the center diamond. The one drawback of the bezel is that they don't let as much light in. Most time if you see diamond sets, they tend to be in the prong setting. Prongs allow more light in. That's often why you see diamond studs and diamond engagement rings within prong settings. When it comes to diamond stud earrings, you really need to think about what metals you want. I'm a yellow gold girl, so that's what I usually go for. If you like more of a white metal, you definitely have a choice between white gold and platinum. Platinum is really good if you want to splurge. If you're on a tighter budget, I would say get white gold. When it comes to diamond studs, you really need to think about backs. Most of the earrings that I have are push backs, but diamond studs can often come in screw backs. The downside with the screw back is that sucker is not coming off, but it is more secure. I would say if you have a more expensive diamond or a larger diamond, you should definitely think about getting screw backs. I don't take my studs off. When I bought these, I was actually gonna get them in screw backs, but my jeweler talked me into getting the pushbacks. I'm happy with the pushbacks because with the size of my diamonds, I really didn't need a screw back. Let's say if I were to buy 1 carat studs on each ear, 2 carat weight diamonds or more, then I think it makes sense to do a screw back. So finally, let's talk about how much you should spend and where you should spend your money. If your budget is more in the 500 range, you can definitely get lab grown diamonds of like at least 1 carat total weight or a little bit smaller in the lab grown. So Quince is a brand company that sells unbranded luxury, and they definitely have lab grown diamonds within that price range. If you have $1,500 to spend, you can either go up in carat size or you can get some starter mine diamonds. So if you have $3,000 to $5,000 in the lab grown market, you can ball out. You can have whatever you like. In terms of mine diamonds, the 1 carat total weight diamonds that I have start off at around $2,500, depending on if you're willing to be flexible in terms of cut, color, and clarity. In terms of where to buy, I've recently been purchasing my diamond jewelry from a jeweler. I found the jeweler at a diamond wholesale show and I purchased one thing from them, and I've been back there, and you know, it's become a good relationship. The diamond stud earrings that I have on now actually came from a 3-stone diamond engagement ring. It wasn't mine, it was somebody else's. My jeweler was trying to sell me the ring and it fit on my finger perfectly, but I was like, you know what? Though I like the ring, I needed earrings more than I needed a 3-stone engagement ring. Also, what am I gonna do? Tell the man I decide to marry that, hey, you don't need to buy me a ring. I have one already. You can give me the money for it. So Quince is a great brand. Blue Nile is very well known. The brand that everybody is talking about now for diamond studs is Ideal. They need to sponsor me. I would really love to try their earrings. It is a bezel setting, so I do have some apprehension about like how bright it's gonna be, but I love them on everybody I've seen wearing them. The number one piece of advice I do have purchasing diamond earrings, diamond jewelry in general, is to look for vintage or resale. I mentioned that I bought a pair of lab grown diamonds and I ended up buying them resale from the Real. I was very happy. I think I spent like $700 for 1.5 carat total weight. You can't beat that. They're beautiful, they sparkle. The Real gave me a valuation for them. If you're buying from a jeweler, they'll definitely give you an appraisal. This was not an appraisal, but at least I had an idea of some of the things. So if I ever decide to get an appraisal, then I'm good. But I would say if you're looking for diamond jewelry, look vintage, look resale. Whether you're shopping for your first pair or you were like me last year, you're looking to upgrade your cubic zirconiums, hopefully now you know what you need to look for. Let me know if I missed something in the comments.